know about you, but a little birdie told me that being 22 would have a certain vibe, and I'm here to tell you today that that is wrong. Or at the very least, there's one of two paths of being 22 can feel, and I was not on the traditionally marketed one. That little birdie is in fact Taylor Swift and her hit song, 22. If you're anything like me and you grew up listening to the radio or just Taylor Swift in general, you will be very familiar with her hit song, 22, which, as you can probably ascertain from the title, talks about the feeling of being 22, of which Miss Swift sings famous lyrics such as miserable and magical, happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. Now, did she hit some of the notes that I felt at 22 with this song? Yes! Did she hit all of them? Absolutely not. Miserable and magical. I turned 23 in less than 3 weeks. I have to say, I'm still waiting on the magical part, okay? We've mostly been in this boat of miserable over here. Happy, free, confused, lonely. Happy? No. Free? Technically, not so pleased about that. Confused? Most definitely. Lonely? Yes. So, I mean, maybe she was more accurate. But if we're talking about the vibes of being 22 as a whole, I was not given the promised, marketed 22 that I had dreamed of since I was probably, what, 8, maybe 9? No, I got, how does a person know everything at 18 and nothing at 22? I got nothing new as my 22 experience, and I feel as though I've been cheated. Now, flashback to when I was pre-turning 22. The world was my oyster, okay? I was having a grand old time. Was 21 amazing? No, not by any means. However, the end of it was pretty good. I had gotten the best haircut I had ever gotten in my entire life. Money in my pocket, dreams in my hands. I'm running out of verbiage, but the vibes were good, okay? I was hopeful. I was looking at my 22nd birthday as sort of a turning point for the better. As sort of, wow, 21 was a hard year. Things feel really good right now. Let's keep these, how about we keep these good vibes going? You know what I mean? Very quickly did I realize that that was probably not going to be the case. Because on my 22nd birthday, I had to go to the emergency room, and I wish I was joking. And honestly, that really set the tone for the rest of being 22. 23 though, hopefully it'll be my year. Fingers crossed, right? Moving on from the fact that I fell for the 22 propaganda perpetuated by none other than Miss Swift herself. Love her, but other than that, here are some actual things that I learned over the course of being 22, seeing that I will not be 22 for much longer. Hopefully, anyone watching this who are not yet 22 can maybe get some benefit from it, and hopefully you have a better experience being 22 than I did, because the bar is in hell. I have 11 things. 11 things I learned being 22. Number 1, I don't just have a low tolerance for avoidant communication. I have a negative tolerance. I have no tolerance. It's gone. She left. I have learned very quickly that communication it's important for me, but it's important in general. It's a general respect thing. And if I'm entering an interaction with someone in good faith, trying to talk something out, no hard feelings, but like, you just want to be on the same page, and they won't give me the baseline respect of answering, not exactly someone I want to continue to have a relation with. Now, this was a lesson learned a hard way, against my will. However, I do have more of a spine now. Is it a particularly stiff spine? No, we're still getting there. But it is a spine. Number 2, and this is honestly quite fitting given where I'm reading things off of. Journaling is as helpful as all of my therapists have said it is. This is devastating to me. I am reading off everything that I've written out of my journal. I started journaling at the end of June, and I have written 113 pages. Like a lot. And like these pages are like full, like fully full. I'm someone that has, at the best of times, the attention span of a f***ing goldfish. I have wanted to journal since I was probably 13. I've always liked writing. I've always liked reading, and I've always wanted to journal. I've always seen the appeal of it, and I've always been aware of the benefit of it, But for me, doing it always felt like another thing I had to remember to do. And if you're someone who struggles with executive dysfunction, like I myself do, that isn't always the best foundation to build new habits, because what ends up happening, I start with, I really want to get into journaling. Let's go buy a journal that I will want to journal in. And I will buy a journal that is nice, a little bit more pricey, you know, so that I'm incentivized to use it because it's nice. I get it, I write in it. I write in it for maybe like 3 to 7 days, depending. And then I'm like, ugh, that next day comes. And I'm like, I have to journal today. I don't really feel like doing it today though. I'll do it tomorrow. Spoiler alert, that tomorrow doesn't happen. That journal goes blank. We get 3 pages in, she's done. We don't touch her again. And then she goes on the shelf with my other journals that I then don't touch because I'm too embarrassed at the fact that I started this 3 years ago. And now there's a bunch of blank pages and it would be so weird to continue writing off of a journal I started 3 years ago. So then the cycle repeats. What helped me this time though, what made it stick this time, I went through something very difficult this year in which I reverted back to a set of emotions I can confidently say I have not felt since I was probably 16 years old. Scary. One of my friends sent me a video that basically was like, when you're going through this, do the things that you've always wanted to do but put off because it's too hard or too daunting. Whether that be going to the gym, or whether that be journaling, or whether that be literally anything else, because everything is going to feel just as hard as everything else. Getting up out of bed to just brush your teeth and get right back into bed is gonna feel just as difficult as getting up and going to the gym, or getting up and journaling. So just do it, because it's gonna feel just as difficult. And I went, that kind of appeals to my logic. I'm gonna try it. And it worked. So now I have this as a habit, and I'm kind of devastated at the fact that every therapist I've ever seen was correct about, you should journal. It's helpful. Anyway, moving on to the third point, which kind of relates to something I said in the second point. Waking up consistently at like 8 a.m. every day does help your mood. Now, I'm already a morning person. I like to be up early. It's not really that difficult for me to get up at that time, but keeping it as a consistent thing is a little bit more difficult because sometimes I'm like, wow, it's 11 p.m. I want to keep playing video games for 4 more hours, and that's not good because then I wake up at like noon or 1 and I feel disgusting. So waking up at 8 a.m. every single day routinely, it helps your mood. And it's a little devastating because 9 p.m. rolls around, I'm like, right, time to get into bed, time to watch YouTube in bed with my cup of tea. But it's the truth, it helps.
Editing Charlie here. I don't know how I managed this, but I somehow just completely skipped over bullet point 4, so I'm just gonna go over this quickly. While I'm here, I apologize for the MacBook webcam quality of both the camera and my microphone. Keeping it short and simple, short and sweet, shouts out Sabrina. Listen to your intuition. Having judgment lapses? Ouch. Ouch! If your gut is telling you something, listen to it, especially if it's loud and clear, because chances are your knee-jerk reaction is probably correct. And sometimes you have to learn things the hard way by not listening to that, speaking from experience. So that is the 4th thing that I learned. Back to the rest of the video.
Number 5, the price of seeking community is slight inconvenience, but it's slight inconvenience that ultimately is fulfilling. I've had to learn to kind of force myself out of the house to go to things that emotionally fulfill me. Otherwise, it's not gonna happen and I just stay at home feeling like crap. I sit in bed and I don't do anything. Is it inconvenient for me to have to like change out of my sweatpants, take a bus, go to these things, and socialize? A little bit. But I forget how extroverted I am and that like the way for me to feel okay again is by like doing these things. So I've had to learn that, yeah, maybe I don't want to get off of my couch in the middle of my millionth Gravity Falls rewatch and change into not sweats and go to this thing. But once I'm at that thing, I feel so much better. It's worth it. Sometimes you just gotta do something that's slightly inconvenient. These next few ones, I might kind of go through rapid fire because I think they kind of speak for themselves a little bit. Number 6, sticking up for your boundaries is not selfish. It might be difficult, but it's not selfish. And if someone doesn't take it seriously, pending that you don't have some kind of ridiculous, unrealistic, weird boundaries that are selfish, sticking up for that is not selfish. Number 7, having more emotional depth than somebody else does not mean you are too emotional. I won't elaborate on this too much and use your own judgment in interpreting this, but just because you feel a lot does not mean you feel too much or you are too much, and I'm still learning that myself. and I have been for many years, but it's still true and it's still important. Number 8, ask for help. I need to get this through my own head frequently, basically on a daily basis. This year has been really hard for me, and I would not have been able to get through it if I didn't have the help from my friends, and I wouldn't have gotten that help if I didn't ask, and that is so difficult for me. People want to help. People care more than you think. You have more people that care about you than you probably think, and all you have to do is ask, and I don't think I would have been able to survive this year if I didn't have the help from my friends. Ask for help. Number 9, loyalty should extend to yourself too. Don't abandon yourself for other people. I'm still having to get this through my head. This is a difficult one for me, but it's important. Be loyal to yourself. Be loyal to what you like and what you care about. This kind of has the same vibe as sticking up for your own boundaries, but it's true. Do you, be loyal to yourself the same way that you would be loyal to your friends or your partner or your family or whoever you care about. Treat yourself how you would treat them. And if you're someone who has a tendency to put yourself last on your list of priorities and everyone else first, reframing it as, would I treat my friends this way, can kind of be helpful. Number 10, emotions demand to be felt, and you should listen to what they're telling you because most of the time they tell you really useful information. If you're someone who doesn't get angry, you don't allow yourself to get angry. Yes, I'm talking about myself in this. And suddenly you're getting angry all the time at little things constantly. It's probably telling you something. You should listen to it. And finally, number 11, your goals will always be there. Even if you're busy, even if you're struggling, even if you don't have the resources or capacity to pursue them at that moment, they'll still be there. They're yours, your goals. They're gonna wait for you. Kind of adding on to that fulfillment comes from you. Maybe this is a little shameless plug. A goal of mine that I've had since I was 14, and I am just now getting back around to, is I have always wanted to self-publish a poetry book. I have read poetry since I was a child. I started writing poetry probably when I was 11 or 12 and really started taking it seriously by the time I was 14. About the time that I was 15 is when I decided I want to self-publish one day. And I've worked on that goal intermittently throughout my life, and I've always put it down and come back to it, and put it down and come back to it. And I finally said, I'm doing it for real this time. So I'm very happy to announce that February 9th of 2026, my poetry book, self-published, will be coming out, titled Lighthouse Complex. I'll have more information on this closer to the actual time of. I felt it was a fitting tie-in. That being said, thank you for watching. I know this is kind of a drastic shift, I guess, from my last video, and also a couple months after my last video. And also I still haven't done an introduction video, so hi, that will be coming eventually. This is kind of, ties into point 11. Your goals will always be there. I've always wanted to do YouTube as well. So this is me doing it. Like if you want, subscribe if you want. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I hope to see you in the next one.